Hello and welcome to No Filter, a Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Wizrad, and this is episode 7 being recorded on January 9th, 2018. And yes, this is the first episode on the brand new No Filter, a Nintendo podcast channel, formerly Game Reviews. Welcome guys. Let's get right into the news here. So we have 3 items I want to talk about. Number 1, Digital Foundry. So they made a video, I guess, analyzing the Xbox One X version of Redout. And essentially their video was incorrect. They gave some wrong information. It led to a lot of Digital Foundry troll commenters and, the bane of gaming. They ended up going on to, Redout. I think it was the Redout Reddit, or it was just speaking to the company saying, hey, you guys are lazy. I'm never supporting your company, blah, 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 doing all this kind of stuff. And so basically what it was is they said that the game was running at, native 1080 or something like that, and, not 4K at all on Xbox One X as promised. And basically the CEO of the company developing Redout came out saying, hey, we're gonna go after Digital Foundry, legal action here, because you've defamation, you destroyed our name here, you're gonna lose us some sales because of your lies on your video. And I think the reason why I want to talk about this, I think is very interesting. One, I'm probably going to be in a rant video at some point, but I can't stand Digital Foundry. I should probably clarify, Digital Foundry itself, I think that's good and all. They talk about resolution and the frame rate and all this garbage that really doesn't fucking matter for the most part. I think actually, it's more the fans. The fans of Digital Foundry, the commenters. If you go into any comment section of a Digital Foundry video, it is just so toxic. It's these people don't even play games. Oh my god! You'll see people saying, what did I see? I think I saw the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 video they did on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I see people in the comments saying, what the hell? It goes down to 25 frames per second? I'm never buying that game ever. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no fucking way people are actually like that. But then I look at PC people and I look at Digital Foundry people, and bunch of fucking turds right there. What the fuck was that? What did I say? Anyway, so I don't know, when I kind of look back, I feel bad for the developer because people are kind of going after them. They basically say that, hey, this is 100% false. Digital Foundry did this. We're going to take legal action. And but I doubt it was deliberate. I don't think Digital Foundry was deliberate with it. I have followed them. I do subscribe to them and stuff like that. And they have been more Sony oriented. And I can't really stand the channel because of most of the stuff they do and talk about, but mainly the fan base. But I doubt it was deliberate, though. They made a mistake. They took down the video. I believe they're supposed to have a new one up or something like that to readdress it. I don't know. But, I find that interesting that, a YouTube channel would have legal action taken against them. I don't believe they're a website or anything like that. So, if it was IGN, I feel like a lot of people would go after it. But if it's just a YouTube channel, that's interesting because, in the world of fake news and all this kind of stuff that everyone likes to bring up now because of... the guy wearing the fox on his head or whatever. It's kind of interesting to see that from YouTube because, what if I made a video saying, Last of Us is the shittiest puzzle game ever made? Say I had 800,000 subs or something. Would Naughty Dog come to me saying, hey, you lied about our game, do this? Obviously, that's, I'm pushing it there a little bit. But, it's interesting to see if YouTubers have to kind of take caution with what they say and make sure they fact check their stuff as well. Anyway, let's get on to the next topic here. So, next one is about Doom on the Switch. So the game Doom, I believe, came out October. Apparently, or reportedly from VG Charts, it sold 80,000 copies in 2 days. Holy shit, that's pretty damn good. At least that's what I thought. But here you go. A lot of people are saying that's awful. Bethesda's going to pull support or whatever. Let's think about it here for a sec. So, for $20 on other systems, you can buy that game. For $20 for a game that was released last year, right here, right now, you can buy for $20. Probably even less on certain sales. Think about Black Friday. I remember seeing Doom is on the shelf. Didn't have any sale, and then you look over and you see Doom for PS4 or Xbox One for $15. Well, again, not on Switch at all. Come on, I've always kind of spouted how a lot of developers purposely want to have an excuse to not support Nintendo systems. I don't think that's the case here with Bethesda. They farmed out the game for Panic Button to do, and I think they did a pretty good job for the most part. And I think they knew that obviously a game released a year before for full price, with dumbed down visuals and graphics and missing mode, I'm pretty sure, unless they are just trying to, just have the excuse to say, oh, well, it doesn't sell, we're not going to support it anymore, we're out of here. I don't think that's happening here with Bethesda. I think they have a good relationship with Nintendo here, so that's definitely not the case. But either way, 80,000 units for a game with all those caveats there, fuck, that's really damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. And that was only in 2 days, That's not including the holiday season or the couple months after that, So yeah, that's very good. And I really enjoyed the game. I had it and I really enjoyed it. I didn't get stuck on the online as long as I wanted to, but honestly, that's one of the best shooter campaign modes I've ever played. Fantastic. Looks like my water's back on now. Sorry about that. Anyway, third topic. Switch firmware update 5.0.0 leak. So apparently, again, there's always these fake leaks or whatever. It might not be fake though. Who knows? But yeah, apparently 5.0 was leaked. There's a video on YouTube. A guy, I forget what his name was, but it was basically saying it was a Nintendo of America tester or something like that. And basically, he went through all these new features with the menu. It looked very legit. But again, people can work wonders with Adobe and stuff like that now, so who knows. Yeah, so this apparent update had media apps, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, all that stuff. It had themes, it had in-system voice chat, icon sorting, party chat, cloud storage, had an internet browser. It had a lot of these things that we've been asking for the Switch, and frankly is fucking ridiculous that Nintendo hasn't put these on yet. I might understand not having the media apps, but some of this other stuff, if let's get fucking modern here, Nintendo. You guys are doing really good. Don't let me down now. They're making leaps and bounds right now, but let's get going. Anyway, yeah, so that's probably fake. They did take it down after, but whenever it's taken down, people are always saying, hey, what if it is real and they had them take it down? We'll see, probably in the next Direct or something like that, which, by the way, I'm recording on Tuesday the 9th. Still no notice about a new Direct. Very interesting. Part of me wants them to just say, you know what, fuck it. You guys leaked the day. We're going to release it a week later just to fuck with you guys or something. I really want to, because people are going mad and people are going to really just set themselves, like, you're really putting way too much thought into some of these directs here, like E3 is still the big showcase here, this one should be, and what they'll probably lay it out to be, is just going up to E3. What games are there? They might have one big, or a couple announcements for later in 2018, but don't get your hopes too far up here. People are getting insane with hype right now, and that's not a good thing. And I swear to God, if I see people asking for Smash constantly again, I'm going to fucking murder somebody. Anyway, yeah, let's get on to my impressions of some of the games I've been playing recently. So the first game that I have just started, and it was the first game I really wanted to dig into on the PS4. I got it actually on a Boxing Week sale for $29.99 Canada, which is pretty good. So that's like $25 American. Nier Automata, yeah. So this game is fucking fantastic. Loved this game. It stuck with me. It's one of those games. It's still in my head. A few days later, a week later, this game is something special here, guys. And if I had to redo my top 10 games of the year list, this would be up there. So I feel like after I get through some of these PS4 games I've been missing out on from 2017 and all the years past too, I'm going to have a very different list for the top 10 of 2017. But yeah, let's get into this a little bit. I'm not going to do anything crazy for spoilers. Just going to be kind of general knowledge of, from everyone else kind of out there. But anyway, the music. Oh my God, people. The music is so good. The soundtrack is incredible. I'm going to say it now. I think this might be the best soundtrack of the year, if not tied with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They both emphasize different things with their soundtracks. Like, for example, I think the battle The battle music in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is much better, but then also the variety in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is much better. So yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, that probably still edges it out just very tiny bit, but that's nothing to take away from Nier Automata, because holy shit, guys, the music is so good. A lot of it sounds a little bit samey, but you kind of understand it within the scope of the entire world and the story. It plays so well with how the game is, and so many of them are just completely stuck in my head. As soon as I finished the game, I went and downloaded every single song I could find for Nier Automata, and guys, it is so good. It sets the tone of everything, and like this, like the sadness, but then like the epic moments mixed in with chants and stuff like that from like robots. It's so good. The story, again, like the story, I think you guys have all heard, is really fantastic. I've never played a Yoko Taro game before. I've heard of Nier. I was trying to find it before I sold my PS3, but I could not find it anywhere online. I didn't want to pay too much, but at some point I would love to go back and try it. But apparently the gameplay is really awful in the first Nier. But a lot of people kind of defend it because they like the story so much. Yeah, again, I don't want to go in too much into it, but it's fantastic. The setting, really love it as well. It's so like, it's this futuristic, apocalyptic kind of feel here with like, again, the whole game is more about the feel and the ephemeral. Like everything is so well made as far as the story setting, the premise. It's brilliantly made and some of the best I've ever seen. One big gripe, though, is the gameplay could be better, and this is kind of disappointing to me because Platinum Games is likely my favorite developer of all time. They've made, them, and stemming from Clover Studios, they've made they're probably the most consistent developer out there with their games they make. Even when they have the shitty property games like, Transformers and stuff like that, and they make the games bearable and they make them good. Like for like shitty license games, and they have like their C team working on it, they still make it that good. These guys just breed talent, and that's kind of why I'm a little bit disappointed with the gameplay. The battle system is, just you have a heavy attack, you have a light attack, and you combo them together. That's pretty much it. And then typical in Platinum fashion, you do have like kind of a dodge that kind of gets out of the way when people are attacking you. It works, but that's pretty much it. Like coming off of games like Bayonetta and stuff like that, Wonderful 101. I'm always, I was really looking forward to a more deep combat system, but Nier just didn't have it, and it wasn't that fun to play. So a lot of the time you almost kind of dread when you have to go into a full combat thing. It wasn't too bad. Like, I make it sound worse than it actually was, but again, it's just kind of disappointing that it wasn't better than what it is. But again, I do understand that this game is far more focused on the story and the setting and the concept of it all. So that's really, it doesn't take away too much from Nier itself. So maybe, the game isn't really focusing on the gameplay. So, the fact that it is passable, that's fine. But like to really get into what's the best part here is another kind of issue is the world is just, I find, a little bit too large. So the exploration, I loved the movement for the most part of 2B and 9S and others and stuff like that. I love the movement, like how smooth they felt. It felt like you're moving like a smooth car when you're running through, and you run really fast because there's no like vehicles that you go throughout this open world. I didn't like the jumping when you'd had that. I wish they made the exploration extremely smooth. Everything, as soon as you decide to jump in Nier Automata, you like slow down, you lose all your momentum. It's just a high jump, you don't really jump far. I wish they made everything fluid, because when you have such fluid running and how it speeds up and you can really fly through this world really quickly for the most part, you have to jump over stuff at times, and that just slows everything down to a halt and was really annoying. But yeah, the world is definitely too large. They made it too large. The exploration, if they didn't want to focus on the combat, and then they probably shouldn't have focused on this sort of exploration as well either, because it wasn't like you're finding too many things in the world that you really cared about. It was more of a reason to go from point A to point B, and it wasn't really interactive throughout. It was just you'd have enemies sitting around at every certain spot in the area. So they probably should have made this a little more streamlined. I do agree with that from some reviewers. should have been more streamlined if it was mainly focusing on the story, not the combat or the exploration. But again, those are pretty much the only two issues I have with this game. I completed A, B, C, D, E, G, H, and Z. That's all I'm going to say for everybody. That's around 33 hours to complete the game. I didn't complete it 100% because there are 26 different endings. But let's just say I beat about 8 or 9 of the endings and finished the true story. And it was fantastic. Again, it really stuck with me. It really makes you think of, what is humanity? Who are you? What would happen in a later time like this? And after that, I went back into like YouTube channels. I was watching like summaries of it and the past games called Drakengard, the first Nier, and I was really just enveloped in the world, and I can't wait to see what this Yoko Taro does again. And you should definitely partner up with Platinum Games, and I'm hoping that they can really extend a little bit more with the combat as well, because even with my negatives about that, the combat was still fun. It was still better than most action games like this. Platinum is fantastic with this stuff, and I feel like they did have to kind of lay off the pedal a little bit here to really let the game shine through with its story and its setting. So anyway, huge thumbs up for Nier Automata. Huge thumbs up. I highly suggest that game. Next game, Abzu. So this game took me about 2 hours to beat. Nothing too special or anything, but it was beautiful. It was a nice game. It's very much like Endless Ocean, So if you enjoyed Endless Ocean on the Wii, or I think it was Blue World, the sequel, get this game. I think if you really like the Endless Ocean games, you will love Abzu as well. It's fun. It was a fun little game. I wouldn't spend too much on it if I look for it on a sale. Again, I got this through the game share, so I didn't have to pay a thing for it. So I'm sure if I ended up paying $20 for it, I'd be a little bit more upset with it. I don't believe in the whole, if the game is just 5 hours and you pay $25, that shouldn't be it. No, that doesn't make sense. That's not how it goes. Because if that was the case, a lot of Call of Duty games wouldn't be, doing that well. Although they do have online. I don't know. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I can see it when a game is, I beat it in just under 2 hours. And, if I had to pay $20, I'd be like, I probably should have done my research beforehand. I would have known that it's a very short game, and I would have waited for a sale. So, again, I probably shouldn't be talking about that too much, but it didn't really leave like a crazy impression on me, but it was, very pretty, and it was interesting to kind of go through and kind of see this, very vague, I like these kind of games where it's like the no voice acting. It's just kind of a vague story that you go through with visual cues. Very fun to just kind of explore the world and just progress through this like linear world with like these certain pockets of open world areas that you're just exploring and, grabbing onto larger fish. You learn about the fish, what it's called, and then you kind of fly through the level on them, and you can swim through it. And, it's really nice. The music was very beautiful as well. I think it was really well made, and it makes me think of Journey, actually. I feel like if a lot of you guys like Journey on PS3, and I think it's on PS4 now as well, I'd say give Abzu a go, because if you really enjoyed that, I think you'd like this as well. And again, there's something similar to Nier Automata. The fluid of motion was really nice. The motion was just very flowy, and you're swimming, so that makes sense, but, it flowed really well, and it did feel good just controlling it, so. Anyway, 2 more games here. Not very long for each one, but I know this is a long impression segment. Pumped BMX. So this is kind of a meh burger. I didn't really care for it too much, but I do love games like Ollie Ollie. I did really like that, and I have Ollie Ollie 2. I'll be playing at some point soon, over the next few months. However, yeah, Pumped BMX, it's like an Ollie Ollie game, or like a Trials Fusion game, I guess you'd kind of compare it to. You have to do tricks, you have to get a certain amount of points, you have to clear the level without falling, angle your bike so you land appropriately. The visuals weren't really there, the challenges didn't really interest me, it just didn't really hook me, so maybe if I had it on Switch, I feel like that might be different if I could play it portable, but having to go sit down at a TV, I think I've been spoiled with the Switch a little bit too much. Having to sit down on a TV and play some of these type of games just doesn't make sense, and that's why I don't think I'm ever going to be buying any indie games on PS4 if I can get them on Switch. It's I think I've been spoiled with the Switch here, and I don't think I can go back with some of these type of games. Because again, I feel like if it was on the Switch, I'd be playing it more. But with it being just on the PS4, not gonna happen. So yeah, I played it through. I guess like 10 levels of it, and I got like 4 or 5 trophies. I said, you know what, I'm happy with what I played so far. I'm good with that. So I wouldn't suggest it for too many people, but I think if you're an avid fan of like Trials games or Ollie Ollie and stuff, I'd say, yeah, maybe give it a try. Again, I'm not sure what the actual price was. Yeah, again, I played it for free, so take that for what it is. And the final game for my impressions. So this is the big one, and I'm playing it right now. I'm about 8 or 9 hours in. It is Persona 5. Fuck yeah, people. Persona fucking 5. I am super hyped for this, guys. I'm really enjoying it so far. I've played, again, like I said, just under 10 hours. And, I'm about to finish, I believe, the first dungeon. Oh, man, the sense of style in this game is just fantastic. I love the whole setup so far. All the characters are interesting. It has some serious shit going down already. I fucking love that in Persona games. It's this lighthearted, very visual, nice take on this stuff, but then it's also this sense of dreariness and like negativity that hopefully you kind of bring like a shining light to and stuff. It's I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm a huge Shin Megami Tensei fan. So I finally got into Persona games with Persona 3 maybe 2.5 years ago. Then I played Persona 4 Golden on my Vita. Fucking obsessed with that game for hours and hours and hours. And then and now Persona 5. Yeah, guys, this game is something else. I do have some issues here though. This isn't really about the game itself, but it's something that's really dampened my experience with playing the game so far. I actually going to send out a tweet soon about this to Atlas USA, but there's an issue with the aspect ratio here. So there's something about, I forget what the term is. It's like overclocking or something, or it was something about the aspect ratio here, where basically Atlas didn't set it up using the correct settings, I guess, with what Sony's created. So basically my TV is from 2011, so my TV is pretty old. It's only a 720p, as I was saying before, I really don't care about resolution that much. Mine's only 720p, Panasonic. I don't know what the number it is or anything like that, but it's a relatively older TV, not too bad or anything. It's still an LCD and all that stuff, but it doesn't allow me to change much more the size of my aspect ratio. So basically how I'm playing with Persona 5 is, I guess it's like 5% of the screen is cut off from the top, bottom, left and right sides. So I'm playing a lot of the game has a lot of menus and text that goes to the very corners to say this is how you play, to leave like as big of an open canvas in the center for the actual game. Some of it's getting cut off, and it's kind of dampening my experience a little bit, because I'm like, man, I want to play this game in full. I want to have like, full surround sound, high volume, dark in room. So it's just focusing on this one game, because that's what I want to do. That's why I want a Persona game. Just 100% focus on it. And I can't. It kind of took me out there for the first little while. I think I'm getting used to it, but it's just really unfortunate to think that I'm playing through this game I've been looking forward to for like 3 years, probably longer, or however long, 2 years. And here we are with kind of these aspect ratio issues. And again, my TV doesn't allow me to change it anymore. It only has 4 settings: full, zoom, some other, and 2 other settings there. Full is the only one that gives it as much space as it can, but then when I do that, I can't switch up any other size options there. And with Persona 5 here, it doesn't use the in PS4 setup that fixes it for other people. So all my other games are fine with it, except Fortnite wasn't that good with it. So this one just cuts off, and Atlas hasn't addressed that. It would be an easy fix. Apparently this was an issue with Final Fantasy 15 for a ton of people as well, but then Square Enix patched it in like a couple of days later. So it's kind of frustrating that it hasn't been fixed yet, and I've seen it online. A lot of people have this issue with the game, but hey, you know what? That's not the actual game itself. So far, the game is 100% thumbs up right now. I'm absolutely loving it. setting so good. Okay, yeah, I don't want to go into any more, but you guys are definitely going to be hearing from me about this game probably over the next few weeks. So for this next segment, I like to call it the No Filter Rant, as you guys know. I just want to talk about the YouTube gaming scene, nowadays, because I had my, 5+ year hiatus. I wasn't really following too many gaming YouTubers or gaming channels too closely on YouTube. So kind of going into it now, I'm seeing, a lot of changes here within the YouTube gaming scene. It might just be kind of what's popular, it's the new trends and stuff like that. But basically, all I see is it's this kind of combination of lack of substance now within the gaming scene, and just kind of joining in with the vlogging kind of personality driven YouTubers. I guess like people like the PewDiePies and the Jacksepticeye's, all that kind of stuff. It's like these personalities people follow. They don't actually give a shit what games they're playing. So I feel like a lot of like the more kind of hardcore gaming scene that I was always a part of is kind of, they're going towards that as well. I guess it might be for the money, whatever it is now. But basically all I see now is just clickbait everywhere. That's all you see. You see that in thumbnails, you see that in the titles, you see that with just everything. It's always, capital letters, you highlight everything you can. It's really fucking annoying, so like what's with this dumb highlight people do around other people in their videos? So like in their thumbnail, it's just a guy fucking standing there basically. Then there's like a yellow fucking highlight etched around the guy, or a white highlight around this guy. And it's just like, what the fuck? It doesn't, I get that it makes it pop more, but like, fuck, like, is that really what people want to watch? Like, I get that these are the guys who get more views out of it too. I'm sure it makes people want to click for some stupid fucking reason, but then there's no goddamn substance to it, It's never just like something talking about like actual thoughts, actual, commentary about the industry. It's just fucking clickbait stuff. And I don't know. I see that with a lot of people, so it's nice to see that some people actually like to have original good content. But I also see that a lot of those guys aren't, maybe aren't doing as well. Although I've seen hopefully it's a new start for a lot of these people here, because I think there's some channels that are on the rise that they're about the content, they're about information, and I do appreciate that. So I did want to go over some of those with you guys as well. But Jesus Christ, people, have some like fucking self-respect or something, we don't have to seem like we're like vloggers or something here, people. There should be niches in YouTube where it's actually talking about games, not just back in the day, just drama, or just now with just, personality driven and controversy driven. It's nice to get some legit information and good entertainment value in that way, where it's not just, bullshit that's not helping anybody. Anyway, I didn't want to dread on that for too long. But yeah, I do have a list of YouTubers that I've been watching over the last, year or so. Sorry, that's my phone. Yeah, so I've been talking to them over the last year or so. Or, sorry, I've been watching them over the last year or so. And it's really, I just want to kind of go over each one of these. So one of them that I have recently actually, subscribed to and really have been following a lot of their content is Gameexplain. So originally, I found kind of how some of these guys talked really annoying. The main guy, this Andre C. Sorry, yeah, by the way, it's no filter. I'm saying whatever the hell I want. Sorry if it's offensive to people. I respect everyone here, even if I might make fun of them or something. But this Andre Seegers guy, his voice and how he talks just fucking makes me want to punch a wall. And same with Derek, he's... nice name and all, but just something about him. But even when I say that though, I tune into their Real Talk podcast. I watch a lot of their game discussions, but that is why I like Gameexplain so much, is they have in-depth talks about actual games, in depth, not just about they don't, they try to be as personality-less as possible, which I love. They have opinions, they have information videos, they have analysis videos, and that's what they do. But again, the discussions are the best, where it's a few guys talking like buddies, talking about the games coming up, hyping up something coming up soon, and they have some, ins in the industry, so they actually have some other information that we might not. So that's really cool to see. Another one that I want to talk about a little bit more here, which is really funny. I didn't want to dedicate a whole rant to this guy, but Uh, Nintendo Beyond is his new name, what formerly known as the BitBlock and formerly known as, when I first found out about him, was Wii Folder Josh. So yeah, this guy's really interesting, man. Like like I really don't like want to say too much because I feel like he's really mentally unstable. Like I'm not joking when I say that. I really do think he has issues, and I hope he gets something fixed with that. Or get something to fix that. But yeah, like, so he has his new channel now, Nintendo Beyond, and he really does have some good content there. I love that he has actual original ideas. He has some really cool, I think one series is called Make Believe, where he literally like does animation himself or something to like show how he wants to see a new game. I think he did a really good one on like Animal Crossing, and I think it's really cool to see someone doing original content like that. And and he does have some of the discussions and stuff like that as well. But yeah, man, this guy is fucking unhinged. This guy's fucking mental. He's so damn negative about stuff. But then you can see too, like, you watch some of his videos, and you see that he's trolling people. But like, he doesn't try to make it plain. But you'll see, like, whenever he smiles, he just knows that he's like trolling someone. But I don't think he's actually like lying about what he's saying. Like, I think he's very honest with what he says, which is, I can respect that. But he's also just being a fucking dick about everything, and he's also wrong about a lot of the stuff he says. He's so like opinionated with what he has. He doesn't open his eyes to like I don't want to say the truth, but like to what's actually going on. He gets caught up in a lot of stuff, and he really goes on these weird tangents. But I think that's really that's kind of why it's interesting to watch this guy. It's you see how bipolar he seems. You'll see one video where he's all like happy-go-lucky talking, and the other one, it's just like he'll post it at like 4 a.m. or something like that, where he's just like in like a fucking like in a sad state, and then he's just like kind of trolling people. Like this one I just saw recently was about like ARMS and Splatoon 2 and how he hated ARMS and like how it's like the worst thing ever. He would just say like, well, the game's dumb, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's stupid. And if you like this, you're stupid, or something like that, And you can tell he's just doing it to troll people, but at the same time, it's like, man, you actually don't like it? Like, you actually can't find, like, the good things about this game? It's like, he gets stuck in one opinion, and he can't even think about anything else with it. And, again, opinions are opinions, but there's some fucking factual shit that this guy just ignores. So I just want to bring that up. I find the guy super entertaining. I'm glad I'm subscribed to the guy, and I think you guys should honestly check out his channel too. It's kind of sad that it hasn't grown into more than what it could be, but I feel like a lot of that is his problem, him as a person. So again, that's kind of sad to see. But I'd like to see your guys' thoughts about this guy if you guys still follow him, because again, I knew him back in the day as Wii Folder Josh, and he had some really great original content. I still remember one of my favorite videos from him was when he was discussing Zelda Skyward Sword. So basically, there's all these reviews basically saying that, hey, Zelda Skyward, I think it was the IGN review. No, maybe not IGN. It was maybe GameSpot or something like that, where they're basically saying, oh, the controls are not accurate whatsoever. It does not work. You try to jab and nothing happens. And then he just has a video where it's just a screen on him with a green screen in the background of the game, and he's just there swinging. Everything's like 1-to-1, like basically perfect. Jabs, it works exactly how it is. And he just kind of, sorry, just knocked my windscreen there. He just kind of just looks at the camera and says, I don't know what the hell's going on. What's he talking about? So he's just kind of playing it as it. I don't know. That I've always found that was such a great video. I love that because like that's how I was always thinking. Like back with Skyward Sword, I'm like, man, it's fucking user error. You guys just suck at playing fucking games. Then you're trying to tell me that the game doesn't run properly. It's you fucking knobs. Anyway, that's enough about Nintendo Beyond. But hey, I think you guys should go check out. I'm gonna leave a lot of these links in the description for you guys because I do like a lot of these channels. Next, I do want to bring up his active gamer life. So back in the day when I knew him, he was known as ECC Wii, I believe, eccentric something. But yeah. So he has a podcast. He has the Active Gamer Life podcast, and this is what I'm talking about before, where I like guys who actually do content and talk about the games. And this is something he does that not a lot of other people do, and I can really appreciate that. And another fellow guy doing a podcast. I'd love to, guest on his podcast, or if he came on my podcast or something like that, because I knew him from way back in the day. Back when we were doing other videos and stuff like that. So. It's really cool to see, that he's still making good content like this, and he has some really good theories, and he, it's fun to watch. So I'd suggest Active Gamer Life as well. Another one that I did bring up in my 2017 year in review was CND. I believe he named it now Alex CND, Captain Nintendo Dude. This is very interesting. So at the start of this year, when he was doing his whole waiting in line for the Switch thing, I saw his channel before. I never subscribed to it, but I did watch quite a few of his videos before this whole Switch thing that's going on. So after, during the Switch line, it got me so hyped for the Switch, right? His vlogs were so much fun, seeing the Nintendo community come together, just a lot of hype. It was always exciting to come back and thinking, hey, the new vlog's going to be coming out. So that was awesome. I really got to thank the guy for that. And, I followed him ever since. The popularity's really kind of got to this guy's head a little bit. Like, I don't want to talk too down on it, because I know he's still like young and stuff like that. And he's probably just trying to find out what he wants to do with his life or whatever. I don't know what I would do if I just, went right out of high school to a job like that, But, he's really kind of changed how he is now. He's really not likable, Like, I want to support the guy. He still has some decent vlogs and stuff like that. But, he's not really into Nintendo. When you actually watch what he does, he likes Mario, and that's like it. He's so set against, like, well, I don't like Fire Emblem. No, I'm not going to play it. So it's like, wait, what? Aren't you Captain Nintendo, dude? Shouldn't you, like, actually know Nintendo games, play Nintendo games, like, kind of rep it a little bit? I don't know. Like, it's just so weird to see that. I think he wants to get into just vlogging for the most part now. Like, I guess, like, with gaming kind of thrown in there, because that is, like, part of his life, I guess. I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing. Like, originally, like, after the Switch thing, I was thinking, man, this guy's going to have, like, the best, Nintendo Switch content, going to talk about all the new games coming out, unboxings, and do gameplay and live streams. But that's probably not going to happen with this. So it's just disappointing to me. I expected more from the guy. But, I'm still subscribed to the guy. I think you guys should too. Give him some support. I do appreciate everything he did for as far as hyping up the Switch and the SNES, and even going up to the Odyssey launch and stuff like that. So it's fun channel to watch if you like some of the more vlogging, but he's also one of those guys where I'm pretty much saying, what the fuck's your problem with all the clickbait and the highlighting people with the yellow fucking outline? And he's 100% selling out as much as he possibly can. So I know I'm like talking down about it, but I do still appreciate the content that he makes, even if it's cringy almost the entire time, and I want to dislike the videos a lot, but I don't. And I can appreciate the work that he's doing, and his editor, I guess, Jordan Thick Boy or whatever the fuck they call him. The next channel, which is probably the best up and coming channel and my favorite channel, so like right now for anything out there, is Spawn Wave. This guy, he does news every day in the week. This guy works constantly. Every Saturday he has like a live stream. I wish he would post these live streams though. Half the time I can't watch these things Saturday night, so it'd be great if he could post these live streams. But he does news, he does rumors, and he just very professional, and he has a lot of good insight into the industry. He does reviews, impressions, mainly Nintendo focused, but he does talk about everything, obviously. But clearly this guy is a big Switch fan, and it's fantastic channel. If there's any channel you guys want to subscribe to out of this list here, this is number one. The news is fantastic. Half the time, the news that I'm getting from that I put on this podcast are stuff that I'm gathering from his channel. And it's like a godsend, because he has all the experience, knowledge you want in the industry. But I don't have the time to go on to every IGN and GameSpots and all that stuff and try to find what's going on in the industry right now. He has everything up to date every morning. He sends up a new news wave, and he has reviews throughout the day. This guy's fantastic, works hard, and he deserves even more subscribers. This guy's grown fast. I think he's over 5K now or something like that. He's growing, and it's great to see, because this guy has fantastic content. Best channel on YouTube right now. Next channel is Nintendo Ultra. So this I've known Ultra for a long time now. Like way back in the day. It was cool. When he was a lot younger, it was interesting. Like back then, seeing he's grown up now, and he's it's very cool to see that he's grown so well. He has like these funny Sony fanboy videos that he still does, which is hilarious. very funny guy, and he has the actual gaming content too, which I can appreciate. He doesn't do the stupid clickbait title, all that kind of stuff. If he has a title that is a little bit eccentric or whatever, it's what he's talking about. And this guy is hilarious. He has a lot of knowledge, and this guy's damn good at like fucking games, guys. I'm telling you, trying to play Splatoon against this guy knows what the hell he's doing. This guy can kill it. Yeah, so he's another huge channel I think you guys should definitely subscribe to. Ultra, what's up, buddy? Next channel is actually Etika. So, I was always kind of lukewarm about Etika. I remember I was subscribed to him way back when he was kind of first going through. I was like, this goofy looking guy, this seems pretty funny, and I guess he's interested in this stuff. Then I kind of unsubbed from him, then didn't really follow up later, and then I found out that this guy's pretty big now. This guy's huge. He has a lot. His streams are always massive. He gets tons of money like that. But this guy's just really entertaining, and he seems pretty genuine for the most part. He really does want to make good content for people. He's not just throwing it up there if he doesn't feel like doing it. He's not just going up there just to do a stream if he doesn't have something to be entertaining. You know what I mean? This guy really is a good content creator, and sure, he doesn't actually play the games as much, at least not on stream or anything. He's more of the personality you kind of follow, like what I'm saying before, but his content's really funny and really good, guys. So yeah, obviously you guys probably all know him already, but I'd suggest subscribing to him as well. Another YouTuber that I've been following for the longest time, Finngamer. So, he's been my favorite YouTube for the longest time now. He has collection videos, unboxing videos, and he has a lot of good industry knowledge. He wrote for a magazine in Finland. He's not as active right now, but every video he does come out with, I always watch, and I'll watch multiple times. It's really good. He's got like a good soothing voice and stuff like that too. So this guy's really good content to watch, and he has a lot of cool games, and he has some crazy collections. He's collecting every single Wii U game ever released physically. The guy's fantastic content. I really highly suggest you guys take a look. Next one is Valkyrie Aurora. Yeah, Valkyrie Aurora. So, this just recent sub to her, but she has some really fantastic content that's grown really crazy, because I think she's mainly focused on Nier. So she's done all these lore videos I was talking about Nier and Nier Automata and Drakengard, and she's talked about all these games and kind of combined the two, and combined all of them, and has all these really interesting discussion videos about them. Really gets in depth about what the stories are, and I think she's really fantastic at what she's doing. So I do want to suggest that you guys take a look at her, especially if you like the Nier games. Just probably try beating at least Nier Automata first before you go into it. Sunbookish Games. So yeah, she's bae. Holy shit. So Sunbookish Games. So she's interesting. She kind of goes into the same category as the C&D with like being so clickbaity and not like crazy substance, but I think she does have some really cool video ideas that does have some substance to them, so I can really appreciate that. Plus she's goddamn gorgeous, and she is an actual gamer. I hate saying the gamer chick and all that kind of stuff, it does seem kind of demeaning a little bit, but she actually games and she enjoys what she's doing, and a very bubbly, great personality that I think a lot of you guys want to follow on YouTube as well. Two more, Nintendocade. So Nintendocade's, I guess it's a kind of a collector, and it's him and his wife. I forget, Evelyn and Danny. That's their names. So yeah, these guys, I kind of followed them after seeing them from the C&D vlogs, and they're really good. They have a big collection. They like talking about the games. They get games sent in from Nintendo, which is weird because they don't really have that big of a fan base. At least I think they just got 10K maybe. They're really good though. I like how wholesome their content is. They have some really cool different video ideas. It's all original content too. So again, I really want to support these type of creators, and these guys definitely deserve more subscribers. So, good job, Danny and Evelyn. And I guess the last one I did want to talk about was Mizzah Tee, actually. So I knew Mizzah Tee like a long ass time ago too, I subbed to him a long time ago, and now it's cool to see that he's doing really well with his channel. But he's kind of like the same thing with Active Gamer Life for me. He doesn't have a podcast, I don't think, but I think he does join in Active Gamer Life podcast a lot. He has some really great discussion videos as well. Like, he has a topic, he talks about them. He'll talk about like the haters and stuff like that, which I always find entertaining. But you will have game videos that are just talking about the actual games too, and has some gameplay and stuff like that. And it's really good stuff. So I definitely suggest that. Plus, he has this cool like persona of, you know, like an action figure Mizzah Tee, and he does like the voice. But then I think he kind of dropped that now. I feel like, yeah, that shtick is kind of over a little bit. So you get to just talk with the actual guy. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, so those are all the channels I wanted to go over. I know I dwelled on a few of them a little bit more than the others, but again, the highlights here, I did say Spawn Wave is a big one. I think you guys should definitely follow 100%. Ultra, fantastic work. Active Gamer Life, good podcast as well. And Nintendo Beyond, again, I find it just really entertaining to see this guy who's like going fucking mental. But like, you know, I don't want to sound like that much of a dick, but you know, it's kind of interesting to see kind of where he takes stuff and how bipolar he seems. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I just want to say, you know, again, thanks guys for the support on the previous No Filter Nintendo Podcast channel. Now it's all on this channel. I welcome all the new people who've joined, and again, please subscribe on my YouTube channel if you want. My Twitter is at Wizrad, Wizrad, and if you have any other questions or anything for me that you want to send to me that's not just in the YouTube comments or on Twitter, please send to nofilter_wizrad@hotmail.com. So again, thanks guys for watching, or listening and watching, and I will see you guys next time.